maybe you think lie is too strong a word, but whether you call it dissemination or misinformation, over-regging the pudding, whatever phrase you want to use, there seems to be this constant need for lefties to not reflect the truth in their words or their actions. I've also noted they can be incredibly vile in their abuse of others, but rarely are they held to the same standards that non-leftists or conservatives are. So what happens is, when they're caught out, the mainstream media usually gives them a bit of a leave pass. And that's either because they're part of the in crowd, or because the media consider their cause somehow a morally virtuous one. Now, for the in crowd, lefties like Lisa Wilkinson, you can actually include dubious anecdotes in your autobiography, still be considered a sensible and honest and rational voice. You can even put a fair trial at risk, and rather than be charged or pilloried, your employer can send you off to Hollywood for a few celebrity interviews. It's called failing upwards. And then we have celebrity political lies, the likes of American Jussie Smollett, who faked a homophobic and racial attack on himself in order to get some attention and to boost his flagging career. Naturally, because he's a gay black man, he received huge public support from a who's who of the lefty community, including Naomi Campbell, Ellen DeGeneres, and of course, it all comes out in the wash that he's just a phony. But as bad as these people are, lefty politicians are among the very, very worst. There is no alarmism they aren't prepared to fuel in order to further their pet cause, usually at your expense too. Think climate change and the outrageous claims of how there are only so many days to go until it's too late to act and we're all going to cook, or how the seas are going to rise and swallow us all, or about how the poor polar bears are definitely going to be extinct this year or next year, or maybe definitely in a decade's time. I could go on and on and on. And amongst politicians, the Greens, well, they're the very worst in this space. They continually contradict themselves and hold others to different standards of account. It's like it's some sort of prerequisite for pre-selection in that vile Marxist party. But unfortunately, they're not alone. There is actually a global solidarity among the lying left. Think of the rubbish peddled about Donald Trump, or the excuses made for Joe Biden's incompetence, or the denial that it was ever Hunter Biden's laptop. I mean, these lies were peddled both here and abroad, right around the world, in order for some grubby political advantage. Well, today, we saw another couple of examples of how the left elites will manipulate almost any cause to fool you. Once again, the perpetrators were US leftists, the politicians Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar, two terrible lefties as far as I'm concerned. Here they are protesting against the US Constitution and pretending to be handcuffed for the cameras while being escorted away from the scene. The invisible handcuffs, hey, that only allow you to raise a fist in solidarity. Wow, this is, arrest of a new kind. And if this journalist is actually telling the truth, then staff of one of these members of Parliament, Congress, even lied by confirming to reporters that she was in handcuffs. Now, while this happened in America, the lefty lies are a global phenomenon. And it begs the question, if their pet causes are so frightening for humanity, if their actions are so morally superior, why do they always seem to feel the need to overstate the case or to manufacture falsehoods to support it?
And there you go. My report yesterday was a lie because I was lied to on the media. Looks like Cortez and Omar are a bunch of manipulating liars. Vote them out and throw them in jail. My opinion only.